What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and with the brand new season launch comes, of course, a lot of people communicating about the game over on Twitter and social media and everywhere else, talking about what they like about the game, talking about what they dislike about the game, and everything in between, and it's always interesting to see, right? It's always interesting just to see what the community thinks and how the game actually changes based on the community's feedback or based on the updates Epic Games already had planned ahead of time, and with the brand new season, there's actually been a decent amount of complaints that I wasn't really expecting, and I've kind of had some complaints in my own mind as well regarding the new season, and the main two focuses everyone's been talking about have been the actual quests this season and how little XP they give and how the actual mobility on the island is, right? Because we went from a season where, keep in mind, we had ODM gear, we had Spider-Man's web shooters, we had lightsabers with double jumping and speed boosts and everything, we had, what else was there? There was the kinetic blade where you could dash forwards and everything, and we went from all of these heavily mobility based items to nothing really, right? We kind of just lost all of them. We still have grind rails in the game, but the grind rails over in locations like the Citadel have just kind of been torn down, and the grind rails are really only over by Mega City nowadays, and then the jungle area, of course, has all the jungle vines everywhere else, so it's like we kind of have grind rails still, we have zip lines and that type of stuff, but in terms of other mobility when you're not in the jungle area, it's kind of just blank, right? And there's been a lot of people complaining regarding over if this is like too little mobility, if it's the perfect amount of mobility. They're happy to see a slower paced game and everything in between, but it's always just been something that people have been complaining about, and they've been wanting to see a little bit more of that faster paced mobility return to the game very soon, and it appears like that is on the table as something that will be happening, because according to Winsowing and FNBR News, which is like a Japanese Fortnite news account, they had noticed in the files that NPCs have actually been updated to sell the grapple gloves. Now, for those who don't remember what the grapple gloves are, it's basically the non-branded version of the Spider-Man web shooters. It's something where you basically do the same thing like with the web shooters. You select a location that you're able to grapple to, you use the gloves, and you're able to swing back and forth around it with this little hook that's attached to the glove itself, right? They're basically like a weaker version of the web shooters without all the fancy branding or animations or stuff like that. And those have been updated to actually be sold by NPCs in the near future. And while it's not enabled right now, it is something that could be hotfixed at any time. So if Epic Games wants to, they can be like, grapple gloves, boom, back in the loot pool right now. And it's something that is already prepared to be sold by NPCs, so that if you want to actually use these weapons in the future, you won't even have to worry about trying to just find them around the ground or whatever, right? You can figure out which NPC on the game, which we have quite a few NPCs here, as you can see we have a total of 16, actually sells you the grapple gloves and everything like that, and then you can go over to them, go ahead and grab the loot you want, and go ahead and just, fly around the island, right? I mean, we have a lot of trees and stuff, especially in the jungle biome. I mean, there's a lot of times I'll genuinely get stuck in a tree trying to figure out how I'm supposed to get down from there without taking fall damage and dying, and hello, Peely. But yeah, it's something that is being updated and it is being worked on for, so if you're someone who is really wanting more mobility in the game, you want to be able to swing around the island, you want to just get to one place to another in 0.3 nanoseconds or whatever else, that is something to look forwards to, because more and more mobility should be adding to the game as we continue throughout the season. And on top of that, speaking of mobility, the quad crushers have actually been updated for Chapter 4 Season 3, the season we're currently in, so we could be seeing quad crashers returning to the Fortnite island very soon. They got their own gameplay tag and everything relating specifically to this season, which adds to them most likely being enabled sometime in the near future, and a lot of people are speculating that most likely grapple gloves, the quad crashers, all that type of stuff will most likely be more for the summer update, because since we are in the summer themed area, we are going to be getting, the major 14 days of summer or whatever summer event they want to call it, and who doesn't like having a lot of cool items that, are fan favorites or whatever enabled during the summer for us to vibe with and enjoy for a short amount of time. I just hope that once we do get the grapple gloves in the game, and once we get quad crushers back in the game, that they aren't just a limited time, today to a 14-day situation, and instead they stay for the entirety of this season. Because, I just think, having more of that mobility added to the game, and just keeping it in there for quite some time, is just going to make the game a little bit more fun. I'd love to hear in the comments down below, what do you think about hearing more mobility is supposed to be coming to the game, such as grapple gloves returning and quad crushers? And as a little bit of a bonus, you may have noticed I'm using Toon Meowscles in today's video. The reason why is because Meowscles' arms have kind of been snapped by Epic Games. And I know that's a little bit of a serious accusation to make against Epic Games regarding their beloved cat that is even the bonus skin in the past, but it appears that Epic Games has decided just to snap Meowscles' arms in a very, very weird position, which you may have noticed some awkwardness whenever I'm sprinting and stuff like this, and now that I've mentioned it out loud, you're probably focusing on it right now and you're being like, wait a minute, because whenever I sprint sprint, for example, right? You can really see how it kind of boomerangs the arms, and this is something else I kind of want to draw attention to, right? It's not going to be in the title of the video or anything like that, but it is something that is happening with the Toon Meowscles skin that kind of just came out of nowhere, and I think it's just kind of funny to say, you know, Epic Games has snapped Toon Meowscles arms, right? It's something that you don't expect to hear every day, especially in the season where Toon Meowscles has like a brother or something, whatever you want to call it, another Meowscles variant, being the bonus skin advertised for the entire season. So if we go ahead and go up here to where the sunlight kind of, you know, hits me a bit better, you can see the whole entire arm effect, but if we go ahead and do an emote, for example, like this one, we can kind of view around, right? And it looks normal-ish here, right? But once we start doing emotes like this, you can just see how the arms are really just kind of boomerang, and I guess that's the best way of saying it, right? The arms have boomerang themselves, and it is just some weird oddity that has happened with the most recent update that people have spotted and pointed out to me over on Twitter that I thought I would share with you guys, because who would really expect to see a weird bug like this happening out of the blue, especially during a new season where we haven't Meowscles themed skin in the past. You would think, especially since Meowscles is a focus, that all of the Meowscles related cosmetics would have been perfectly fine beforehand. They wouldn't have their arms snap and broken into twigs or anything like that, and we wouldn't have to mention this in today's video. But of course, you never know what you gotta mention on the funny YouTube places, right? You never know when Epic Games is going to have some weird issues, and I mean, there's a lot of skins that have weird issues going on with them. P1000 has their blender head kind of shifted upwards. We have the starfish skin with the actual top bun type things with the hair not being transparent anymore and just being solid colors. So we have a lot of this weird stuff going on with the skins in the game, and it just seems to be every single update that we get more and more weird oddities happening with more and more different skins. But I just thought I'd throw this in here as a little bit of a bonus topic for you guys. So with that said, I hope champs and champettes enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider subscribing and support the content I create, and with that said, I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another upload. Peace out.